guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are doing our next TV tie-in, which is going to be the Three Stooges. You gotta love that. Alright, let's see how this game plays, shall we? So we randomly selecting what all we're going to be doing at any given time. Interesting enough. Serve pies to guests. Double pay for serving all pies. Look professional. Do not get pie on yourself. So we're going to get lots of pie on ourselves. That's pretty much what we're going to get, right? Alright, so each person is a, wow, that is difficult, to say the least. Like, each button was its own, so you gotta go down for this one, right for that one, left for that one. Like, that one's gonna take a long time to get used to actually being able to function properly. So we sucked at that one. To anyone who can knock down the champ, killer Kabuff within 6 rounds. Alright, what do we got here? Okay, so it's hard to gauge some of the things. Like, I don't know what we hit there. I think the longer we go, the better we are. Ah, screwed that one up. Come on, really? The hitboxes on everything are... Alright. And apparently my timing is very much off as far as jumping goes. So now we go all the way back. Alright, so you pretty much have to jump right on the thing. It is very, very finicky. We are not doing well. To say the least, we are not doing well at all. Alright, what is this one? Oh, this one again? There we go. That one is such a ridiculous, like, oh, that one's rough, man. It's like you can't get all 3 of them, like they're throwing 2 pies at once, and you can't really get both guys down at the same time. It doesn't feel like, I mean, I'm sure with more practice I probably could. It's a very difficult game. I mean, if you want to call it, like, it's cool that they have a bunch of, whoa, what are we doing here? We missed that one. How we missed that one, I don't know, but we did. Like, these are, I mean, they're little, it's just a game full of mini games, but they're really not overly good mini games. Like, honestly. That one was the easiest one right there. I mean, all in all, sprite work is decent. For the most part, gameplay is not terrible. But as a whole, I think after a couple playthroughs, you'd really get pretty bored and just like not enjoy it anymore. I think this is definitely one of those rental games. Rent it for a day or two, have some fun with it. If you can call it having fun, honestly, at the time, it might have been. I don't get what's going on here. Like, see, half of these are just really kind of, yeah, they're Stooges. I mean, it definitely fits in with everything going on, but I just think that I don't think this should have been a game, like, to be honest. Again, it's another game where, at least this one is a Stooges game. Like, be it good, be it bad, whatever, it is still, like, this fits the Stooges. It works, it's, you know, it's not just the name and it just being, like, absolute whatever. They actually put time and effort into creating, you know, all these Stooge stuff from the TV show. But the controls... Like, it's silly. A lot of it is the controls and just like the perception and everything is off. You notice that a lot in the boxing one, where like everything was just a little out of it. I mean, it definitely takes just some getting used to. It's not really like good or bad. It just, you know, you kind of got to work at it and play it a few times. But I mean, it's definitely a Stooges game. They definitely did put work into actually bringing in a bunch of the stuff from the TV show into the game. We'll give them a lot of credit for that. But should it have even been made? I'm gonna have to say really no. Like there's no reason for it. All the games are kind of silly and cheesy. Where again, kind of fun for like an afternoon or whatever. Like I don't know if we did good or bad or what. Like it doesn't even show us like what is that just like a and we just keep getting the. I think the worst one definitely is the pie one. The doctor's one is easy. But, like, I think all of a sudden we've already seen, like, all the ones that there really are. So I'm wondering if we lose time every time we hit something. But I feel like we've already pretty much played the whole game. Yeah, I think every time we hit something, we lose some time. So getting these things aren't really, like, they're great and all, but I think the more time we are in here without hitting stuff, the better off we are than the $5 that we get for each one of these. But, like, it's like this is kind of the game, and it's just, like, not really overly... Nothing like overly good. There's really nothing terribly negative, but also nothing good. It's just, it really is just a rent a game, really. Spend a day. I think after one day, you're probably over it. Oh, we get to do the hospital one again. Like, this is it. The two jobs we've seen are this and the pies. The pies suck. And then we have the boxing one, which is just like an event, not a job. And then you have the... I don't understand the whole smacking each other thing. That just seems to be a random... Another thing. Like, they should have added more little mini games. But this is like so... boring, to say the least. You're like, yay, okay, we've done this. Like, no matter how big of a fan you are... Of said Stooges, I don't think you would find this... And some of the hitboxes are a little... off on this... Off on everything. Nothing overly pressing and not a big deal for the most part. But like this one, a lot of ones where we weren't even in like the thing, we still got hit. Same thing with like the timing and the jumping on the boxing. I'm going to do this one more time just to see. After we did it once, this is going to be the last one I want to do. I was hoping to get the boxing thing again just to see the jumping and just... Maybe the faster we go, the better our jumping is. Looks kind of that way. But see, that right there is like, I wasn't even really... hit the wrong thing on that. Trying to run. Oopsie. Kind of feel like we were playing Battletoads there for a minute. We did get there. So yeah, I think all in all, the faster you run, the more your jumping actually works. You know, not a bad thing. Like I've said it a few times, we'll do one more as our finish up here. Is, you know, it's really a silly game. Like if you're a Stooges fan, it does hold a little thing for like a minute or two. But all in all, like the game itself is very lackluster. It looks decent. Like all in all, it looks fairly decent. It is kind of funny and silly with some of the stuff that they brought into the game from the TV show. But at the end of the day, like, it's very monotonously boring. There's very little going on in the game for the most part. It's like a very, very basic version of like Mario Party. Like a very early stage of it, so to speak. Like 4 mini games, pie, hospital, and boxing. Oh, and then the eating the clams. The perception and everything is like, wants you to be precise, but it's a little difficult to be there. Once you do the 4 things, that's the game. Like, there's really no incentive to keep playing. You get pretty bored pretty fast, and just nothing really is enjoyable enough to really justify wanting to not only play this multiple times, but to ever actually own the game, which is kind of disappointing. I think they had a good idea, good notion, and they did execute it fairly well, but I think it just fell short. Maybe they ran out of time, maybe they ran out of space, or maybe that's just what they kind of wanted, but it really is just a somewhat lackluster, very kind of disappointing, boring game. I mean, with 4 mini games that all take under, a minute to play, it's like, so 5 minutes of playtime, you have played the entire game. What next? Like, there's really nothing there. It's silly, it's fun, it's nostalgic for what it is, but it's definitely a game where you would play on an emulator. You would, as a kid, if you really wanted to play it, or as an adult at that point, like being a fan, because the Stooges were more of an adult thing even back then than it was for any kind of kid players. So it's definitely like a rental game. Like, you go, you rent it for a day, you rent it for the weekend, you play it. By then, you're already way done with it. And then that's it. That's the kind of game this is. It's definitely we'll rent it, we'll play it once, we'll play it twice, and then it'll probably never get played again by you. So with that being said, guys, thanks so much for joining. Until next time, you guys have a great day.